Hello, everybody, and welcome to another movie review. Now, normally I have a trailer on here. I'm going to hold off just a little bit in case anyone who is watching wants to know about the movie without seeing the trailer. It is going to be the Red Band trailer because it's the only official one I could find. I found one from UK, Australia, but it's basically just the same thing and a little shorter, I think. And they only change one F bomb into like an F bomb into the word mess. They do F bomb up. I'm gonna F bomb you up. And then in the Australian version, it's or for that one, it was mess you up. So they just changed one thing really, and probably a little bit of less violence. So be warned about midway through, probably either midway through or at the very end. I'm gonna just chuck that on there. There is always a chance that these videos get blocked worldwide, or if they get blocked in any big country. Well, really any country. Um, I don't do it for all countries. If it's only like a couple, that I won't. Especially if it's not a country that anyone is watching, as far as my statistics show, I'm not gonna worry about it just because statistics. No one's watching from like 3/4 or halfway across the world or something. I'm not gonna do that anyway. That's a side story. That's the first minute. We're not talking about that. We are talking about the movie Nobody. Nobody just released actually today, I believe. Um, well, the 26th, March 26th, and it still will be March 26th for about 20 minutes. So, still doing this in March 26th. This movie was fantastic. You will draw a very, very close, similar kind of style to John Wick. If you were to watch this, if you like John Wick, you're most likely going to like this movie. It has a very similar action sequences, a little bit. The person who plays the main character is fantastic. I loved all the actors, and Christopher Lloyd is in this movie. If you don't know Christopher Lloyd, what are you doing with your life? You haven't watched Back to the Future. Either way, Christopher Lloyd is phenomenal in this movie, and you'd think, with however old he is, you wouldn't expect him to play the role that he played in the movie. He plays the dad of the main character, except not just sitting around dad kind of character. Because a lot of times when actors get older, that's the type of character they play, is the sitting around dad character that just kind of sits there. You know? But he doesn't just play that character, which was really cool and really fun to see. So, is this movie bloody? Yes and no. If you wouldn't watch, this is R, by the way. If you would not watch a gory movie, I'd avoid this movie. But again, that's what the trailer is for. The trailer really isn't, like if you've seen the Mortal Kombat Red Band trailer, that's what I feel is like Red Band material, to be honest, nowadays. Nobody's Red Band trailer kind of just feels like a normal trailer with an F-bomb. And maybe all it is the F-bomb. And a little bit of violence. There's some shooting. And there might be some, I don't know what made it a Red Band trailer. But to be honest, it feels like most stereotypical trailers. They could have just changed it up a little bit to fit a Green Band trailer. But they didn't. Sorry. I'm fidgeting around with stuff and making additional sounds, which I don't need to be doing. But it was fantastic. I highly enjoyed this movie. I was anticipating it ever since I saw the trailer, and I'm very happy that I went and saw it when I did. This movie, I believe, is in theaters only right now. Yes. It's by Universal, so I don't know if they're doing any sort of streaming. I don't think they are. I think this might be their first movie, though, that is fully only in theaters. Because normally, more recently, what they've been doing is they've been releasing their movies digitally, at least as well. For example, I think Cruise is Universal. I believe it is DreamWorks and Universal, I believe. But they threw it on renting for $20. which they probably will still do to Nobody when it gets a couple weeks away, like a month. Probably they'll throw it on to renting for $20, and then after a while they'll be like, okay, time for it to go paid. Which I think is okay. If people want to rent that much for it, I don't understand why you would. It's for 2 days. I guess you're getting more bang for your buck. You can watch it like 2 times if you're busy. But, so, yeah. Sorry. I'm moving my mic because people are talking. So, hopefully you can't hear it. But anyway, so, this is Nobody. This is, yes, this video right here. I'm doing great, right, guys? I'm doing great. I'm new to this whole movie review thing. You know, I've just done like 12 on my channel before. Not too many, but also not too little. It was a very interesting movie to watch. There's not a lot of story, but it is really cool, and it's honestly really funny. It's a lot more joke heavy than other action films are nowadays. So it's pretty fun to see a movie like this take the comedy aspect up a bit when most movies don't do that. Most movies don't take that comedy and be like, hey, let's amp it up a little bit. For example, I'll give one example. And it's actually in the trailer, so if you watch the end, you won't see the exact thing. But they're on a bus, and he's fighting these people on the bus, and he takes a cord from the bus and wraps it around a guy's neck. And I believe it's that. And I think what it is it's attached to a sign that says like requesting stop. And that's like when someone wants to get off, you pull that, and then it's like, okay, I'm stopping. You can go ahead and get off, kind of thing. I think I've never really been on a bus like that before, but it's funny. It's just funny because he's attacking him, and he keeps on like yanking the cord, yanking him and hitting his head on something, I think, and it just the requesting stop just keeps on flashing over and over, and it's just funny because it might be my sense of humor. But, and that's not the only type of joke. That's just the one I remembered. And some of the other jokes I don't want to state, because I don't want to spoil too much of the movie. Now, yeah, be aware, the Red Band trailer is a good, like, this movie has a lot hidden, I'm going to be honest. Like, the trailer does not show everything about the movie. I think it gives a good wrap-up of the movie, but it doesn't show you everything about the movie. And honestly, that's kind of the review right there. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, that is the review. The movie is just fun. It's a fun action film with lots of blood. There's a little Home Alone type segment in there as well toward the end, which was kind of cool. And there's some fun sequences, and the movie doesn't start out with straight action either. They do some setup, which is good. Kind of like John Wick, again. They didn't start with all the action in John Wick straight off the bat, so, yeah. But it's cool to see more of this, because, yeah, they don't have stories, and if you're in it for the story, well, this is not the movie for you. It's just all out fun, which is great to see. I mean, it's refreshing when we have had movies like The Little Things, which I might do a review on, which I personally enjoyed. I like The Little Things, but just a quick note on that: the trailer was super misleading for that movie. So if I ever do a review, I'm probably not including the trailer. I might link it and say, hey, here, go ahead and watch it at your own risk. But the trailer for The Little Things is highly misleading to what type of movie it is. So that's a side note. But anyway, they've gone on 2 side tangents already in these 9 minutes. But it's enjoyable. It's a fun movie that is bloody, but fun. You don't really have to worry about anything. You don't have to. You can get invested, but you also don't have to get invested. It's just an enjoyable movie. Me and the person I was with verbally laughed a lot in the theater, and then we heard other people verbally laughing in the theater as well, which is awesome. Because, you know, there was this one time I went to the theater back before the whole virus situation happened, And it was a re-release. It was a summer thing where the theater was doing like $2 movies, and it was of a movie called Sing, which is a great movie. But in the theater was pretty much full. When what I meant was everybody in the theater was like clapping and playing along with Scarlett Johansson's character. I apologize. When I watched that movie, and I think it was a big theater. I'm trying to remember. It was a while ago. But the really cool thing was, and as I said, which I kind of spoiled it a little bit, I guess, people were clapping and stomping along to the beat of the movie. And what I mean is Scarlett Johansson has a song in that movie, and she starts stomping her feet, and everybody was clapping along and stomping their feet as well. And it was the coolest experience ever because you don't normally see that in a theater. You don't normally get to see people go along with a movie like that. Now, this is not nearly as similar as that is, to nobody, but people laughing in the theater is getting enjoyment out of it, is it's fun. It's not interrupting the movie, especially in a comedy. If it's a comedy, I feel like people should be able to laugh. It's with the serious movies, But normally, I don't see that kind of thing. Normally, you don't see people doing that. The only time you'll see that are on premieres or like Friday and Saturday nights that a movie is opening. And that's awesome. That's just so cool. So, that was a side note. If I edited something out earlier, I said the word play instead of something else. And that's why I had that little side tangent about it. I'll probably edit it out, but either way, it was enjoyable. I'll give it a 5 out of 5. I'd say about 3.5 out of 5 though for most people, or letter-wise B-. Chris Stuckman does a little bit more in depth if you want to go check out his review. Again, when I go to a movie, most of the time I just judge it on if I enjoyed or not, and if I enjoyed, then that's all I need. So anyway, that's going to do it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Stick around for the trailer if you would like, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Sixth.